r/confession, episode 4. I took a Yu-Gi-Oh card from an empty school desk 14 years ago. So there I was, a second grader that loved Yu-Gi and all his normals. I had his basic deck and some of the booster cards. For almost a year, I was so happy with it. But I bummed into an abandoned Curse of Dragon, 2008 EK, 1500F, 5 * Dark Dragon normal monster, which Yu-Gi had in anime, and after 40-ish minutes of it sitting with no kid to pick it up, I took it. So a day passes, 2 do, and I am so nervous as if I destroyed some kid's life. But I can't go to that classroom because it's the summer holiday from Friday. I took it Thursday, and ever since, I remember that day, the gut feeling of wrongitude for my lustful steal, and it kept me up at night until 7th grade. I am so sorry for what I've done. I have never since thought of taking abandoned stuff for the feeling somebody thinks it through and decides they want it back. It's still in my cards. I miss old Yu-Gi-Oh days and how my tiny self and his moral compass decided I had to suffer for days for what I might have done wrongly. It seems cute to me nowadays. One time I tied someone's bumper to a pole in a parking lot. I was bored and about to go swimming, just chilling barefoot and in my swimming trunks, but I was gonna wait for my friends, so I sat in the parking lot by the pool. I had this rope with me, and this newer Honda Civic pulls up, and he was really close to this metal pole. The guy parks, gets out to go into the community center by the pool. I DKY, but I tied his bumper to the pole. After like 10 or 15 minutes he gets back in his car and starts it. I kinda just kick it longer. The bottoms of my bare feet kinda burning on the hot blacktop. He takes a while, then finally I hear that sound you hear when a parked car shifts to reverse. He slowly starts pulling away as it starts stretching and pulling on his bumper, making this deep creaking and stretching sound, then snap, crunch, thump thump thump, and the bumper is now laying there with the rope still attached. The driver looks at me, peels out and parks, obviously pissed off, and he was huge and I'm just a 5'6", 120-pound teenage boy. I just ran like beep to this nearby grocery store parking lot and just kicked it there for hella long, hoping he didn't follow me, and he didn't, haha. When I was 16 I used to steal condoms every week from the supermarket. I never really stole anything else, but for some reason I was too embarrassed to go at the counter with a 12-pack of Durex Pleasure Max and face the cashier. Combine that with not wanting to ask my parents for money because they might figure it out, it was the only solution in my head. I would go in with a flat jacket in near summer weather and would walk around the whole place until I found a nice blind spot of the cameras to put the condoms the jacket's pocket. One time I even went with an empty laptop bag that would cover my pocket. I sincerely thought it was a great plan. However, looking back at it now, I am pretty sure the security staff had great laughs with me and just let me do it out of understanding, and maybe because they didn't want to cause an unplanned pregnancy to a minor. I'll never know, but I feel like it's funny and wanted to share. In year 1 I would tell my friends that I was poor so they would give me food. I wasn't poor, they just had better food. This ended in them telling their parents. They called social services. Then social services coming to my house, and I said that I didn't say that, and they were always asking me for food, and my mum even backed that story up, even though it wasn't true. And they got suspended. I'm in year 8 now, but I don't regret anything. I manipulate people to succeed in life and got to where I am now. I know this is scummy and horrible. I know if people found out I manipulated them, my reputation would be utterly destroyed, which is maybe why I keep on doing it. A part of me feels guilty and horrible while the other feels pleasure and delight. It's tearing me away bit by bit. The only reason I tell people my secrets is to gain their trust so they'll tell me everything. I make sure people can't betray me because there's a reminder in their heads that I know their secrets. My secrets are things that, if exposed, will give me pity instead of hate. I have manipulated my friends and my teachers to maintain my reputation as the lovable, popular sweetheart, but I know for a fact I'm not that. I'm a liar and a sick person who gets pleasure from manipulating others. I think it started from when I was a child. My dad was a shitty father who abused my mom in front of me ever since I could remember. I would always watch my father as he talked with his friends and co-workers. I realized he manipulates them and tricks them into doing favors for him. Irony. When I was a child, I swore to be a person different from my dad. A noble lady who didn't need others to succeed. Ironic. Now I manipulate people and trick them into thinking I'm a person that I'm not. I'm not proud of it, but I keep on doing it to succeed. Let's face it, society is run by liars and manipulators. It's either you be the majority who follows blindly, or you realize this harsh truth and choose to be the liar. Because of manipulation, I've tricked people into lowering their guards, causing their marks to plummet while mine sky rocketed. I got straight A's, won countless competitions and entered one of the best boarding schools in my country. All because of a fake persona I've created. I hate it. I despise myself. My friends aren't my friends. They're friends with my persona, not me. Deep inside me, there's me when I was a child, wondering why God made me suffer but not my friends. Not my peers. Not the assholes that deserved it. I carried on that bitterness till my teen years. I've fallen into deep depression and I hate it. I have a chance of getting a scholarship, but I know that I'll manipulate and trick more people to get it. Nobody exposes me and nobody dares to because of this empire I've created. The empire, which they think I'm a lovable, innocent, funny sweetheart who can do no wrong. When in reality, I'm a depressed, insecure liar who needs other people to convince myself that I am somebody. I'm becoming more like my dad as I get older and I hate it. I might manipulate people, but I don't want to hurt them. I've turned to self-harm, but it makes me feel worse. I might have gotten almost everything in life, but in the end, I lost myself. I lost my identity. I hate myself and I'm sorry to everyone I've manipulated. I threw up all over my friend's bathroom and didn't clean it. Was at a small gathering where I was very drunk and been smoking. Pizza was ordered and after 3 slices I run to the toilet and throw up in and outside the toilet, covering the ground in sick. Being high and wasted, I put the carpet over the sick and left. I then carried on drinking after a power nap and threw up outside. I sound bad, but it was a mental party. Multiple people threw up or broke objects. I stole a ton of Woolworths vouchers between 2005 and 2006. My friends and I used to have problems with bullies, so my head teacher was kind enough to let us help her at lunchtimes. We would sort £1 vouchers for Woolworths into individual envelopes for award assemblies. Sometimes she would leave her office and allow us to continue whilst she ran different errands. Anyway, one day when she left, we somehow came to the conclusion that we would steal some vouchers. Within seconds we were stuffing our thieving little pockets with the vouchers. Sometimes even stuffing them in our shirts. We would then spend these in the pick-a-mix section in Woolworths. This continued over a matter of weeks. We were never caught. Too long didn't read. My friends and I would steal from a lovely lady who protected us from bullies because we were booty holes. Sorry Ms. H. / At 16, I worked for a pro sports venue and I stole thousands from them. Got a job working for a company that handled parking for a professional sports team working on their weekends. They gave me my own parking lot. Quite a bit from the venue but close enough it would always fill up. I had a sign that said $20 and red tickets to correspond those sold, but what wasn't on the sign was that you got a carpool rate of $10 with 3 or more. But you had to know that as they didn't advertise it. I had blue tickets for those. Customer would drive up, I'd tell them $20, hand them a red ticket, and they parked. Customer would drive up, I'd tell them $20, they'd say, we have 3 people, so I'd say cool $10 and hand them a blue ticket. Quickly figured out that I could tell the latter $20, hand them a blue ticket, and pocket the $10. I did this for my junior and senior year of high school. Easily pocketed over $7,000 as I bought my first car with the cash I saved. I remember each shift being completely terrified that I'd get caught as I'd have hundreds in my pockets. Underwear. Yeah, I was that paranoid I put it in my underwear. I scammed someone quite a while ago. It keeps me up at night. Now, this wasn't recently at all, this was like a year and a half ago. I was blazed and bored and wanted Steam money for nothing. So I decided stupidly to try and scam someone. This kind Australian woman ended up sending me £10. But by the time she realized she'd been had, the money was already in my account. Now, I feel fucking terrible tbh. I know it wasn't a lot of money at all. And I know it was ages ago, but I think about it a lot. I made another spare account from my main to post this. Now, I know her name but that's it. I wish there was a way I could get back in contact, apologize and perhaps return the money. It's probably silly AF and she likely hasn't thought about it since it happened. But it's just one of the many things that sit in my mind at night and I feel bad about it. This was over Omegle by the way. And I know a few of you are probs gonna be like, well if you sent money to an Omegle stranger, what do you expect? But that's not the point. This woman was being kind, showing humanity and I took advantage of that, and if I could turn back time I wouldn't have. It's by far not the worst thing I've done in my life. Not even close. But that's not the point. Taking advantage of someone's kindness is wrong and pretty disgusting behavior, and I guess I wanted to make this post partly in punishment to myself. So yes, I have been a filthy morally bankrupt scammer in my lifetime and I wholeheartedly do not recommend it unless you're an unfeeling psychopath. Blaze, if by any chance you're reading this, I'm sorry mate, you were being kind to me and I beep you over. Please don't get the wrong idea. Not every stranger is like that. Don't be discouraged doing nice things for people. I was just in a shit time in my life and you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nothing personal. You got my full apologies and a massive IOU for drinks all night if you ever down my ends. Sorry if this isn't juicy enough or asshole-ish enough or there wasn't enough self-flagellation. But TBH, I didn't make this toast for you guys. The Reddit community. I made it for my conscience and the person I scammed. A remorseful former scamming bastard. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Reddit content.